Broaden your horizons. Modern Horizons 2 celebrates Modern, one of the most popular formats in Magic. This set contains new cards designed specifically for Modern, as well as exciting reprints including the highly requested enemy fetch lands. Whether you are a long-time Magic fan or a new player, you'll find thrills and surprises in every pack. Hello everyone, my name is Elspeth, you're watching the Planeswalker Pantheon, and today we are, as you know, the box description did a really nice way of describing it, we are opening a draft booster box of Modern Horizons 2. This is the second set of its kind, where they printed some old stuff into Modern, printed some brand new cards, and, you know, brought back some old favourites. But enough about me talking about it, let's get into the things we want to see, which is these beautiful, beautiful packs. Alright, some really cool Dakon Blackblade art in there. And here are our wonderful, wonderful 36 packs of Modern Horizons 2. Alright, let's start with this first one. You know what? And I'm not even going to bother sorting the cards out. I'm just going to do the packs as it is. So we've got a squirrel token right here. And our rare is Harmonic Prodigy. So for 1 and a red, we get a creature, human, wizard. It's a 1/3 prowess. If an ability of a shaman or another wizard you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Ooh, we've got a double rare pack with Enchantress's Presence. So for 2 and a green, an enchantment. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card. And we've got our old border card in Squirrel Sovereign, Healer's Flock, Radiant Epicure. And our commons, and we've also got old border sketch cards in there as well. They've brought back the old border cards like they did in Time Spiral Remastered, and they've got these really cool sketch cards. So yeah, those are the special stuff that they've done for this set. Alright, next up, got a lovely little clue token there, and our rare is Timeless Dragon. So some of these cards are actually callbacks to old cards. Timeless Dragon is a riff on Eternal Dragon. So Timeless Dragon is 3 and double white for a creature. Dragon's a 5/5 with flying. You can plane cycle it for 2 colorless, and you can eternalize it for 2 and 2 white. Eternalize was an ability from Armancap block. I believe it's Hour of Devastation. Where if it was in your graveyard, you pay the eternalized cost. It comes back into play. Back into play, except it's a 4/4 black zombie with everything else. We have Greed now in Modern, Thraben Watcher, and Capricorn. Oh, and a Young Necromancer. There's 4 uncommons in this pack. We'll go through all these. They've got artifact lands now. At common, they're indestructible. They come to play tapped though, but they're dual lands, which is really cool. Got our old border card in Blacksmith Skill. But yeah. Okay, try and keep these piles nice and neat for everyone. Got a Burb. Our rare is, it's a Make the Grave. So for 1 and a black, you get a sorcery. Search your library for a non-legendary card. Put that card into your graveyard and then shuffle. So it's basically like a slightly worse entomb. Oh, and we've got a Neverill's Disc. This is another little callback reprint into Modern. So Neverill's Disc, 4 mana for an artifact. It enters the battlefield tapped. 1 and tap to destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. Got a Mystic Reduction, Herd Baloth, Terramorph as our uncommons. Yeah, but like a lot of these cards are like callbacks to like old cards, brand new designs, or they just kind of rip on things that we already have. We got our food token right here. We've got a foil Recalibrate. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. I'm going to have to try and say the same, and it's the old border card too. It's Asmaranda Mardikadasta Tankuldakar. I hope I got that even remotely close. So Asmore is a legendary creature. It's a human wizard. It's a 3/3. As long as you've discarded a card this turn, you may play Rakdos Hybrid to cast it. When Asmore enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card named the Underworld Cookbook. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. Sacrifice 2 foods, and have the target creature deal 6 damage to itself. And we have a Patriarch's Bidding too. This is actually a really cool reprint just to see. Because I believe this is the first reprint since Onslaught block. So for 3 and 2 black, you get a sorcery. Each player chooses a creature type. Each player returns all creature cards of a type chosen this way from their graveyard to the battlefield. And we've got a Rakdos Headliner as our sketch card. Oh, we've got the Underworld Cookbook. Man, we comboed out. We've got the Asmore and the Cookbook. And we've got a Squirrel Sanctuary as well. And we get a food token. So we've got literally everything we could have wanted in that pack. Got Floodhound as our another sketch card. But yeah, that was actually a pretty cool pack overall with everything that kind of came together. Alright, next up. Of course, I had to get the card with the hardest name ever in Magic to pronounce. I hope I did it somewhat justice. I don't think I'll ever will, to be honest. Got a food token. Oh, and we got a Diamond Line. So this is a riff on Lion's Eye Diamond. So for 2 mana, you get an artifact creature cat. It's a 2/2. Tap, discard your hand. Sacrifice Diamond Lion. Add 3 mana of any one color. Activate only as an instant. That bit is important because you can't do it to sort of ramp you up. That's kind of how they tried to balance this card. And we've got a Chance Encounter. So another cool return to Modern. So for 2 and 2 red, you get an enchantment. Whenever you win a coin flip, put a luck counter on Chance Encounter. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Chance Encounter has 10 or more luck counters on it, you win the game. We've got Squirrels. So Squirrels appear a fair bit in this set. You could actually draft green-black like I did in our first stuff. There's our Abundant Harvest, which was previewed in the Mystical Archive card. If you go with like a green-black, you kind of fall into a tokeny Squirrels sort of combination there. Alright, so we got a Zombie Army token right here. And our red, oh, it's a foil, it's Burden Aerialist. Got Karth the Lion, so for 2, a black and a green, get a legendary creature Human Warrior, it's a 3/5. Whenever Karth the Lion enters the battlefield or a planeswalker you control dives, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal a planeswalker card from among them and put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Planeswalker loyalty abilities you activate cost an additional +1. So basically, all of the Planeswalker loyalty abilities you get, I just put 1 extra on there, even if it's 0. We've got a Gorilla Shaman, which is a nice reprint for Pauper, Prophetic Titan, and Batterbone, which is a tiny little baby Batterskull. It's a baby Batterskull. Oh, there's a 4 uncommon pack there with Specimen Collector. And we'll just go through the rest of these. Oh, there's Terminal Agony in the old border, which looks really cool. I love the old border. And of course, oh, that's Rebecca Gayard, which I thought it was. Alright, next up. We got some neat treasures here. And oh, we've got a Marshlands. That's another fetch land. So this is one of the first fetch land we've opened. So tap to pay a life. Sacrifice Marshlands. Search your library for a plains or a swamp. Put it onto the battlefield. Then shuffle. I've been doing pretty well with my personal collection of fetch lands from this set. I might as well just finish it up, depending on how I go with everything that I open. We have a Soul Snare, Junkwinder, a Biding Grace, which I think I might put into a new build. I might be building Martyr Proc, and this is actually a pretty cool card in that set, that deck. Graceful Restoration as well. We'll go through all these. Oh, we've got the Ornithopter of Paradise, so it's an Ornithopter mixed with a Birds of Paradise. They kind of balanced it by making it cost 2. That's really cool. It's a nice little mashup in two of Modern's most iconic cards in Birds of Paradise and Ornithopter. Alright, next pack. Got another pretty little treasure token right there. Hey, we've got an Arid Maze, so that's another fetch land there. This is the red-white fetch land. I'm not going to read the text because all the fetch lands read the same, but this one goes for mountains and plains. And we got an Upheaval. So this is kind of a miserable card to play against. So 4 and 2 blue, sorcery, return all permanents to their owner's hand. Thraben Watcher, we got a Blazing Rootwaller in our old border right there, which looks really cool. The fact that they printed these artifact lands is kind of crazy. Like, I think... Oh, and a steep step through as well. I think they are balanced enough for them not to be absolutely busted Modern. It might make Affinity, like actual literal Affinity, good in Modern again. And not talking about, like, sort of hardened scales rift, but hey, what are you gonna do? Alright, so we've got a clue token there. Get one, guys. Always get a clue. And our rare is actually a mythic. It's an endurance. So for 1 and 2 green, it's a creature elemental incarnation. It's a 3/4 with flash and reach. When it enters the battlefield, up to one target player puts all the cards from their graveyard on the bottom of their library in a random order, and it has evoke, so you exile a green card from your hand. It comes into play, has the ETB trigger, and then it'll just be sacrificed once the trigger's done. So that's a nice little pickup. Oh, and we got a Karmic Guide. This is actually a neat print for Modern. So Karmic Guide is 3 and 2 white for a creature angel spirit. It has flying and protection from black. It has echo of 3 and 2 white. It's a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, you return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Echo is at the beginning of your upkeep. If it came to play in the previous turn, you pay the upkeep cost or you sacrifice it. Ooh, Blossoming Calm. This is a nice little bit of tech for some white decks. I might play this in not just normal Soul Sisters. Scour the Desert, Tormort, Scarecreeper. Yeah, there's some real cool stuff in this set, I think. I'm actually excited. Like, I was so happy when I drafted this. I killed people with squirrels, unironically. It was in green-black, just had unintentionally a whole heap of squirrel stuff. I was kind of going for a more sacrificey value route. I'll got a clue here. Oh, we've got Abundant Harvest as our... Oh, it's a foil. I couldn't even tell it was a foil there. As our foil sketch card. And we've got Priest of the Fellright. So for white and a black, you get a creature, human warlock. It's a 2/2. Tap, pay 3 life, sacrifice the priest. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, activated only as a sorcery. And you can unearth for 3 white and a black. So unearth, if it's in the graveyard, you play the unearth cost. It comes to the battlefield with haste. You get any abilities, ATB abilities, or you can activate other abilities if you want to do that. And then once it's done, it gets exiled at the beginning of the next end step, if it would leave. Oh, and we got an Imperial Recruiter. This is a card I've been kind of wanting to get. So for 2 and a red, you get a creature human advisor. It's a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a creature card with power 2 or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. So we've got Archband Shikari, Flay Essence, which is a nice bit of removal. Archfiend of Sorrows. Yeah, so there's some really cool stuff here, actually. If I see anything else of note, I will make sure to talk about it. Alright, next up. Alright, so we got a food. We got a foil Ghost Lit Drifter. And we got a Skeleton. That's 3 fetch lands in this box, and we've just barely begun. So, again, I'm not going to read it, but this one fetches mountains or islands. We've got a Seal of Cleansing. We've got an Aether Sworn Sphinx as our sketch card. This one's a cool one, I think. Sudden Edict is pretty neat. Run Hydra as our uncommons. Jeez, we're doing pretty well. We've barely made a dent in this box, and we've hit 3 fetches. We've got the Old Border Asmo. Yeah, this is good. This is very good. We've got a Golem there. And our rare is Search the Premises. So for 3 and a white, you get an enchantment. When a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, investigate. Investigate means you put a clue token into play. You can pay 2 and sacrifice the artifact to draw a card. So 1 a white card draw, guys. Extruder, Filigree, Tendant. Yeah, so that's some cool cards there. Kitchen Imp as our sketch card. This is actually a really cool one for the artwork. I love the sketch cards. Oh, we've got 2 there. We've got an Abundant Harvest as well. I like seeing how sketch cards work. Actually, if you haven't seen one of the sketch cards up close, not only do you get to see the artwork in a sort of more primitive form, but you also get to... Got a bird token. Oh, we've got a foil prismatic ending right there in the Old Border. That looks really neat. We've got a Chef's Kiss. So there's Asmo right there. So for 1 and 2 red, get an instant and gain control of target spell that targets only a single permanent or player. Copy it, then reselect the targets at random for the spell and the copy. The new targets can't be you or permanents you control. We've got a Bone Shredder, Tidal Shaper, Violent Tumor, Capricorn as our uncommons. But as I was saying about the sketch cards, you get like to see the artwork in a sort of a more primitive form. In addition to getting to see some of the artist notes, like part of the brief. So we'll have a look at one the next time we get one. But yeah, so we've got a squirrel token right there. But yeah, it's really neat. Got a foil Lens Flare. And we've got a Nykthos Paragon. So for 4 and 2 white, get an enchantment creature human soldier. It's a 4/6. Whenever you gain life, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Do this only once each turn. Boo. If this was cheaper and it wasn't restricted to that once each turn, I would like this in Solstices. Yeah, Angel Curator, Mono Skeleton, Constable of the Realm. Said and done. We've got some new split cards. Not with Fuse. But, yeah, we've got some new split cards here. Limmer Baron. Here we go. Here's a sketch card that we can sort of take a quick look at. So, you can see here, it's sketched out right there. And then you get, like, these little things, like, mood, a friendship that can outlast death. So you get, like, these little notes of, like, feelings, what the art's meant to portray. You know, just these really cool little behind-the-scenes things you don't normally see in Magic. You know, you get to see how the sausage gets made, so to speak, when it comes to the artwork. There we go. There's a food token that I'm a little bit more familiar with. Just death. Oh, we got damn! So for 2 and a black, it's a sorcery. Destroy target creature. A creature can't be destroyed this way can't be regenerated. We can overload it for 2 and 2 white. So you get a Wrath of God, basically. That can target 2 things. I got hit with this during my draft, and it hurt with the overload. It's solid. Like, 4 mana Wraths are no joke. Sea Drake, Blessed Respite, Necromancer's Familiar, still Dromedary as are our uncommons. But yeah, damn got me really hard. Like, it just elbow dropped me, to use 2 wrestling references in a single single breath. We've got some nice Thopter token. And we've got a foil Razor Tide Bridge, that's nice. And a rare is Nettlecyst. So for 3 mana, you get an artifact equipment. It has Living Weapon. It equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control, and you can equip it for 2. Living Weapon was a mechanic from New Phyrexia, where an equipment could come into play. You get a germ token, you attach that equipment to a germ, and it effectively becomes a creature. Oh, we got a Curse Totem. This is a nice little reprint. So for 2 mana, you get an artifact. Activated abilities of creatures can't be activated. Got Brainstorm, so it's a little call to obviously brainstorm. Vetric Gloves, Fey Offering, and those are all uncommons. We've got 2 of the bridges there. Oh, we've got Chatterstorm there, so nice little old border Storm. Yeah, they brought Storm back for this set. Create a bunch of squirrels. Alright, next up. Alright, so Treasure. And our rare is Sylvan Anthem. Why this wasn't in white, I will never know. 2 white for an enchantment. Green creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever a green creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. Again, why couldn't this be white? White would have loved this in more ways than one. Ooh! I just got a Cabal Coffer, so this is a real nice pickup. So it's a land, 2 and tap, add black for each swamp you control. Combos very well with Urborg, everyone. If you didn't already know, now you know. We've got Arcbound Shikari in our sketch. Fast and Furious, Young Necromancer as our uncommons. Oops, I just realised I put a bunch of commons in our uncommon pile, but I'll fix that up in a moment. Bone Shards and the nice cool old border. Or maybe I didn't. No, I didn't. I must have been saying things. That kind of threw me off. Alright, next up. If I get any more fetch lands, I'll be absolutely wrapped. If I don't care, because, 3 is a lot. Got a squirrel. Hey, we got Grist the Hungertide. So for 1, a black and a green, you get a legendary Planeswalker Grist. Has 3 loyalty. As long as it isn't on the battlefield, it's a 1/1 insect creature token in addition to its other types. +1 to create a 1/1 black and green insect token in the Miller card. If an insect card was milled this way, put a loyalty counter on Grist and then repeat this process. -2, you may sacrifice a creature. When you do, destroy target creature or planeswalker. And then -5, each opponent loses life equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So that's our first planeswalker there. Quirion Ranger is a nice cool reprint. Might give some elves some extra power. Road to Ruin, the Delkin Infiltrator, Feast of Sanity, our uncommons. But yeah, it's nice to see Quirion Ranger get a little love end into the set. Got a Golden Archaeomancer as our old border card as well. Alright, next up. I mean, what else could I don't know what else I could probably want. I got, like, all the cool things I could possibly want. Alright, got a Clue token there. Got a Foil Breathless Knight as our rare. And we've got a Void Mirror. And this is seeing a little bit of play in a lot of sideboards in Modern at the moment. I don't know if it's there, but maybe it's to act like as a stopgap. For not just Tron, but maybe for Cascade decks. So for 2 mana, get an artifact. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no coloured mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. And we've also got a Chainer Nightmare Adept. So this is a reprint from one of the Commander sets that we're putting into Modern. So for 2 black and a red, you get a legendary creature human minion. Discard a card. You may cast a creature spell from your graveyard this turn. Activate only once each turn. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if you didn't cast it from your hand, it gains haste until your next turn. So a really nice way to sort of combo in with Madness. Got a sketch of Lazartep Chancellor, some Scuttletide, Power Depot as our uncommons, and we'll flick through all of these beautiful commons. Oh, Nested Shambler as our old border card as well. Alright, next up. Alright, so we got a treasure. Hey, we got a Verdant Catacombs! We haven't hit exactly all 5, but we're getting pretty close. So this is the green-black fetch land. I am not going to complain. That's nice. There's a Scourge Familiar, Flame Tongue Kneeling, so I kind of redid a Flame Tongue Carvu, or at least a riff on it. There's our uncommons there. And we'll flick through the rest of these. If we see anything cool, we will talk about it. Oh, I got my favourite card in the old border. It's Glimmer Baron. We love Niels Ham in this world. He does some really cute artwork. Alright, next up. Alright, so we got treasure. And we've got Fractured Sanity. This is actually seeing play in Modern right now for Modern Mill. So for triple blue, you get a sorcery. Each opponent mills 14 cards. Or you can cycle it for 1 in a blue. And when you cycle Fractured Sanity, each opponent mills 4 cards. There's our rare. Our comes a Bone Shredder, Flame Blitz, Sanctuary Raptor, Spreading Insurrection, which is a mini Insurrection, which is kind of neat because it has Storm. As our uncommons. Some more of the Bridgelands. I wonder if we can hit 1 of each fetch. I can't remember what we're missing, but I think we're missing 1. I think it's Misty? I think we're just missing the Misty. Alright, so got our Beast token. Ooh, Foil Flame Rift. Hello, Burn. Burn will probably want this. Oh, and we've got a Master of Death. So, for 1 blue and a black, you get a creature zombie wizard. It's a 3/1. When it enters the battlefield, you surveil 2. At the beginning of your upkeep, if it's in your graveyard, you may pay 1 life. If you do, return it to your hand. We have a Hunting Pack, Herd Baloth, Arcband Javelineer, which is a riff on Occasion Javelineer, Terramorph as our uncommons. Bone Shards, now old border again. Alright. Next up. Got food. And a rare. Hey, we got the monkey! What? Ragavan, which I believe is the most expensive card in the set aside from the fetches. So for a single red, we get a legendary creature, Monkey Pirate. It's a 2/1. When it deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library. Until end of turn, you may cast that card and it has dash for 1 and a red. Nice. We got Counterspell. When I saw this card getting reprinted in Modern, I thought, okay, this is it. You know, Modern is officially hit a rotation, you know. Underworld Cookbook is great with Asmo. Graceful Restoration. Abiding Grace, I need more of those. And we'll go through the rest of these. But yeah, this set is really fun. I enjoyed drafting this. Yes, it cost me $40 to draft, but I don't care. This set is actually fun. You know, I miss drafting, and I miss drafting master sets, because they feel like the closer you can get without actually having to do it to building a cube, in my opinion. Got a Thopter. And we got the Necrogoyf, so this is a riff on good old Tarmogoyf. So for 3 and 2 black, it's a creature Lurgoyf, it's a star form. Its power is equal to the number of creature cards in all graveyards. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player discards a card, and you can madness it out for 1 and 2 black. Got a Flame Rift, Filigree Attendant, Squirrel Sanctuary is nice. Archfiend of Sorrows are our uncommons. So I've been we've got a World Weary as our sketch card right there. Oh, and we've got a Marble Gargoyle in the Old Border, which references Asmo in the flavor text. Alright, next up. Alright, so there's that. We've got some more squirrels. We can never have enough squirrels in our life. And our rare is Magus of the Bridge. So it's another one in the Magus cycle. So for triple black, you get a creature, human, wizard to 4/4. So 3 mana 4/4, we're not going to complain about that. Whenever a non-token creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. When a creature is put into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield, exile the Magus of the Bridge. So it's a riff on Bridge from Below, which I love playing in Legacy Dredge. Scourgesmith, Violent Tumor, Mystic Reduction is our sketch card. Markbound Whelp are our uncommons. We've got another World Weary there as our sketch. But man, this makes me pumped to open up the collector's box that I will be opening up for you guys at a later date. We've got a Clue and a rare. Oh, we've got an Alter the Goyf. And we've got an Out of Time. So for 1 and 2 white, you get an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, untap all creatures, then phase them out until Out of Time leaves the battlefield. Put a time counter on Out of Time for each creature phased out this way, and it has Vanishing. So Vanishing is slightly different to... I can't remember the other mechanic that's similar to it, but I'll eventually remember it. But at the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter from this enchantment. When the last one is removed, you sacrifice it. We've got a Mog Salvage right there, so more free cards. We've got a Timeless Witness as the sketch, and my gosh, that looks gorgeous. So it's an Eternal Witness that gets you effectively 3 cards. Scurry Oak is really cool. You can actually go infinite with this with Ivy Lane Denizen. I'm not sure if that will be applicable necessarily in Modern, but yeah, for Commander. Skyblade's Doom as well is our other uncommon. But yeah, Nest Shambler and Ivy Lane Denizen do go infinite. Because when you put a counter on the Nest Shambler, another creature enters, and it just creates basically a loop that you can exploit to do whatever you desire. We got some treasure, and we got a foil Lazotep Chancellor, just a normal regular one. And we got Piru the Volatile. So for 2 red, 2 white, and 2 black, get a legendary creature, Elder Dragon. It's a 7/7 with flying and lifelink. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Piru unless you pay red, white, and black. When Piru does, it deals 7 damage to each non-legendary creature. Oh, we've also got a Wonder. So for 3 and a blue, you get a creature Incarnation. It's a 2/2 with flying. When it's in your graveyard and you control an island, creatures you control have flying. That's a rare. Got Red Recto's Headliner, Flay Essence, Vidalcan Infiltrator as our uncommon. So either you get a 2 rare pack, or we've got a Galvanic Relay as our Old Border card. Like I was saying, it looks like you either get a 2 rare pack. Oh, we've got a Blacksmith skill as well. You either get a 2 rare pack or a 4 uncommon pack, depending on how the pack decides to go. That's what I've been noticing. I've been keeping sort of mental track. And I don't think that's an error. So we've got a Thopter. Oh, we've got a Sithis Harvest Hand. So for a green and a white, legendary enchantment creature nymph, it's a 1/2. When you cast an enchantment spell, you gain a life and you draw a card. So who knows, Enchantress might be actually viable in Modern now. Got a Patchwork Gnomes, Break the Ice, Clattering Augur, Captain Ripley Vance as our uncommons. And we'll go through our commons very quickly. We've got a Sketch Gargadon. The note for the Gargadon's kind of funny. Intent. Magic has made a greater Gargadon and a lesser Gargadon. See reference. I want you to decide the average Gargadon. But yeah, like honestly, if you get a chance, read those sketch cards because there's some really cool sort of insights that you get that you probably wouldn't get otherwise. Got a Crab. And we've hit the Misty. I think we hit one of each fetch in this box. That's pretty good. So this is the blue-green fetch land right there, which I'm not going to bother reading to you what it does. Got Seal of Removal, Constable of the Realm, Lucid Dreams with some really nice Neil's Hammer, Foundation Breaker as our uncommons. Yeah, so I think we've hit one of each fetch, which is always very, very, very nice. Oops, that's 2 packs there. I'd like 1, please. Alright. Oh, we got the Timeless Witness Eternalized card, which is really cool. And, oh, we got a Caldera Complete. So for 7 mana, you get a legendary artifact equipment. It has Living Weapon. It has Indestructible. Equipped creature gets +5/+5 and has First Strike, Trample, Indestructible, Haste. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a creature, exile that creature, you equip it for 7. Woo-wee. Yavimaya Elder is a nice reprint into Modern, I think. Blazing Rootweiler, Ravenous Squirrel, Fast and Furious as our uncommons. Whew! Air Amoeba is a nice little old border, and Marble Gargoyle. Alright, next up. Got a squirrel. Oh, we've got a Lonus Cryptozoologist. So for a green and a blue, you get a legendary creature, Snake Elf Scout. It's a 1/2. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, investigate. Tap and sacrifice X clues. Target opponent reveals the top X cards of their library. You may put a non-land permanent card with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield under your control. That player then puts the rest on the bottom of their library in a random order. Cool. Got another Quirion Ranger. Always like a good Quirion Ranger. Strike it Rich. Raving Visionary. Glinting Creeper as our uncommons right there. Lens Flare is our sketch card. Intent: the spell shows a creature being damaged by a powerful rays of light. Alright, next up. Ooh, we've got Goblin Token right there. And our rare is Bloodbraid Mortar. I don't know how I've not seen this card before. So for 1 red, you get a creature human berserker. It's a 3/1. It can't block. It has Delirium. This spell has Cascade for as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. Huh, interesting. So Delirium basically means you look at the number of card types, which are creature, instant, sorcery, enchantment, planeswalker, and tribal. And you get an effect basically if you have that Delirium effect. And we've got a Riptide Lab. So for it's a land, it taps for a colorless. 1 in the blue, return target wizard you control to its owner's hand. Got Underworld Hermit, which is a play on a Hermit Druid. Prismatic Ending, Legion Vanguard are our uncommons. Oh no, Deranged Hermit, not wrong Druid. But Deranged Hermit is what the cards are riff on. Alright, next up. We've got some lovely treasure. And we've got a foil Scophus Reaver. Oh, and we've got a sketch rare here in Esper Sentinel. So for 1 white, you get an artifact creature human soldier to 1/1. When an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless that player plays X, where X is Esper Sentinel's power. Oh, and we've got a Sterling Grove. So for a green and a white enchantment, other enchantments you control have Shroud. 1, sacrifice Sterling Grove, search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, and shuffle it, and put on that card on top. Got an Acarius Acolyte. Altar of the Goyf, Glorious Enforcer as our uncommons. And we'll go through our commons. Faithful Salvaging is our sketch card as well. Alright, I believe we've got 3 packs left if I was filling those packs correctly. We are nearly done, guys. So we've got a Thopter. And our rare was actually another mythic. It's Sarah's Emissary. So for 4 and triple white, you get a creature angel. It's a 7/7 flying. When it enters the battlefield, you choose a card type. You and creatures you control have protection from the chosen card types. That's real cool. So Mog Salvage, Combine Chrysalis is our sketch card. Action: place this on a simple device that turns small creatures into big flying beasts. Arcbound Javelineer, Dragon's Rage Channel, which is actually seeing a little bit of play in modern already. are our uncommons, and we'll flick through really quick. Mind Collapse is our old border card. Alright, second last pack, you guys. I mean, we've done very well for ourselves, I think. I think we've hit all the big targets, at least once. We've got a lovely little Thopter. And we've got an Ignoble Hierarchy, yet another target from this set. So, green mana creature, Goblin Shaman, 0/1, it has Exalted. Tap to add black, red, or green. So it's a play on Noble Hierarch. So this is the Goblin version. We've also got Zuranor. This is a neat reprint, I think, into Modern. 0 mana artifact, sacrifice a land, you gain 2 life. Tide Shaper is our old border card. Mono Skeleton. Said and Done are our uncommons for this pack. And there's all of our commons. This is the last pack, you guys. Let's see if we can go at the bang. I mean, we've had a whole heap of bangers in this box already. I wouldn't be surprised if this box says, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I've given you all the bangers. Alright, we've got a bird. And we got a foil Asmora. I'm not even going to bother saying it. I'm exhausted. But we've got one in foil. We've got the old border and a foil, which is really cool. And our actual rare, which is also seen play in Modern, is Thought Monitor. So for 6 and a blue, you get an artifact creature construct. It's a 2/2 with affinity for artifacts. It has flying. And when it enters the battlefield, you draw 2 cards. We've got a Mishra's Factory, Liquid Metal Torque, and a Tireless Provisioner, and a Goblin Trap Runner as our uncommons. And we'll flick through these uncommons real quick. We've got a Jade Avenger as our sketch card. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. This box was kind of nuts, just for a regular old draft box. I mean, gosh, I think we hit 1 of each fetch land, and we've got pretty much all the major hits. I mean, we've got a Cabal Coffers. There's so much cool stuff in this set. Thank you, like I said, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe. It lets people know that, you know, I exist and I'm making content. Yeah, and you know what, with this video, comment what your favourite card is in this set. There is so much cool things in here. I think there's something for almost everyone in this set. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching. You know, you can follow me on Twitter, links down below, and you can also find us at the Planeswalker Pantheon as well, where all these videos will go up, and I'll try and make content on there whenever I can. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.